I'd like to keep things simple. Let's take it that you had a situation where, let's say the government imposed a new tax as an example. Definitely it affects you as an individual.
Yeah.
So you simply have to begin to adjust as a result of that. So that event will be outside your normal planning. Now, I will give you another example. Let's say you lived in a neighborhood and 6 houses away from you, the couple there tend to quarrel a lot. And in one morning quarrel, one of the two couples set fire to the house. And the fire started raging and burned 2 houses away from you. You will certainly feel scared. Even though that fire is distant from you, you didn't cause it, it will suddenly begin to... Sure. How you are able to survive that fire will depend on a number of things. So, for example, do you have fire extinguishers in your house? Do you have fire hydrants? Can you call the fire service? And if they come, can they access the house, etc.? The point I'm trying to make is that conflicts outside Ghana, whether near or distant, are not necessarily created by us. But when they happen, they will affect us. Our ability to be able to, as it were, withstand and ensure that our economy is not disturbed depend on a number of things, and those are the things I think it's worth elaborating. So I think the first thing is how resilient are we? And resilience depends on the number of buffers that you have. So, for example, I gave the fire extinguisher example. If you don't have the buffer of a fire extinguisher, the fire is likely to affect you much more than. So let's go back to COVID. Yeah. Which was not a conflict, but a pandemic. Yeah. If you do recall, I think one of the things the government did at that time was to go for a $250 million, I think from the contingency fund. Yeah. What it meant is that we had a buffer of a contingency fund.
Exactly.
So without that buffer, we would have had much more challenges. What if the buffer was much higher? What would have happened is probably we would not have imposed a COVID tax. But we did impose COVID tax, which is still surviving to this day. So that's a typical example of... Now